My first step in planning is trying to figure out what type of shoot do I want to do. For this specific shoot, I wanted to do a fall pumpkin head shoot, but I wanted to give my own spin on it. I usually use Pinterest to just kind of give me kind of a roadmap of where I need to go. Not necessarily I copy and paste each of the pictures, but at least I know, okay, location wise, where I might need to go and what I'm doing. Then, after I'm done figuring it out, saving all the pictures that I think I want to recreate, then I try to figure out what do I need? What did I see in those photos that looked like I needed to get that I did not have? Now, take off. For my shoots, most of the time, I already know what location I'm going to. And if you can tell already, I'm already wearing what I want to shoot. Everything matters in a shoot, not just props, not just location, but makeup, if I was wearing makeup, outfit, and location, because everything is what makes the whole photo an aesthetic. And for me, because I knew I was going to a place that had mostly oranges and fall colors and blue sky, I wanted to make sure that everything I was wearing also tuned to that. So that's why I was just wearing a black turtleneck, and I was just basically went to the grocery store and got props. For me, props can be anything, flowers, and I picked these marigolds because they were so beautiful. I love marigolds. They're not like a yellow flower, they're like in the middle of yellow and mustard, and it's just such a gorgeous flower. I didn't know what I was going to use it for at the time, but I just knew that doing this whole process honestly really helps with my get my creative juices going, because I really wanted like a pumpkin picnic. And honestly, if you can tell, when I searched on Pinterest pumpkin picnic, there wasn't really any there. I felt like I didn't really do any picnic shoots this summer, so I was like, let me try and do a fall picnic. So for a fall picnic, I always have a charcuterie board in my car, so I knew that if I got charcuterie board items, it will be nice. And also for this, I checked Pinterest, looked at other charcuterie boards to see what I needed to put on it to make it aesthetically pleasing. So I actually realized that they had already made charcuterie boards and I just needed to add my things. So I got the ready-made one and ended up adding berries, cranberries, just to make it really cute. Not that it was the focus of the photo, but I just thought that it was basically like gonna add a little bit of color. And honestly, just for me to have a little self-care day too, because it's been a lot of stress on me with a Vlogtober, but at the same time, I'm really genuinely enjoying expressing myself creatively again. So check out a grocery store, make sure I have everything. And so a lot of times, I honestly doing this whole process gets me going creatively also, and making sure I have everything. I got another pumpkin. I actually had one other pumpkin in the car, but I wanted a fresh pumpkin just because this was the one that was going to go on my head. I had already pre-planned. I knew I've done this shoot last year also. I'm going to insert a picture of my last year shoot right here. And I knew that the things I needed was to cover my hair, especially because you're going to put a whole pumpkin on your head. You want to make sure your hair is covered. And I had not only a bonnet but a shower cap, just to make sure that even if anything was on the shower cap, I could throw it away. It was like a reusable one. So I got some fall flowers. I made sure I had the carving kit because the carving kit is so important. And I headed straight to the venue and location. I basically went to the same location I went to last year because I actually really genuinely loved the location. If you find a location, keep going back to it. Don't think, oh, because I've used it once. Don't think like that. Think, I know that I would get the results I need if I go back to this location, especially if you don't have a lot of time. For this day, I only had about 2-3 hours to create this before I had to go pick up the kids. So I wanted to go to a place where it had great lighting. The weather was already good. The sky was already blue. So I was like, let's get it started. So for the setup, the first thing I had to do was carve the pumpkin. This part was honestly something I've done before, so I already knew. And this pumpkin carving kit also came with instructions, so it really helped to kind of refresh my memory if I forgot anything. But basically, pumpkin carving, all you have to do is take out the bottom of the pumpkin first and scrape it out. before you even start doing anything, because you have to make sure that the walls are thin, not too thin, but like at about an inch thin, so that when you're carving, it's not going to be so hard. So I used this knife that was provided to just cut a hole to make sure that I could take all the seeds out, because pumpkins have not only seeds, but they also have this like webbing on the inside of them, and that's how to explain it. So I had to use like the scooper. Now the scooper is not just like any spoon scooper, it actually has claws on it. So as you can see, I'm like scooping, but then I'm also trying to thin out the sides. And especially because I knew this was going on my head, again, pre-planning a shoot, this is where it helps. I knew it was going on my head, so I knew I had to cut a bigger hole. So even after scooping and doing everything, I realized, oh, it doesn't fit on my head. I cut like a little bit of a bigger hole to make sure it went on my head. And honestly, this is a lot of trial and error, but as a creative, this is really what gets me going, because this day I had so much fun creating this. I had a lot of people like staring at me like, what is going on? And then I just basically went ahead and I knew I wanted like the typical Halloween face instead of like doing anything more creative, because I felt like the photos were going to be more creative. So I just drew it with the crayon provided in the kit, and then I just basically took it out, and here we have it. And I have my head and my bonnet and everything, and you can tell the scene is already set. It already looks amazing. Now for my camera, I use a Canon R6. I've mentioned this before, and for this shoot I actually have a new lens, which is the 34 mm, I think 35, actually 35 mm 1.8. I love this lens because it captures more distance in comparison to my 50 mm, which was shorter distance. So I just made sure to, do some just single shots of me before I set up my little picnic setup. And honestly, I really enjoy this. For my camera, I usually use my phone as the remote because I do have a Canon app that connects to my camera. So that's actually how I'm able to take all my photos. Yes, I take all my Instagram photos by myself, unless otherwise stated, or unless I'm at an event where I'm not able to take pictures by myself, I take all the photos by myself. So it is very tedious, I'm not gonna lie, most of my photo days, but I genuinely enjoy it because the more I take photos, the more I've been able to learn. And this picnic shoot came out so great. I even got somebody who had a drone and they were able to give me some drone footage, which was really cool. And look how the photos came out. Like, are you kidding? They came out really nice, super crisp. That first photo, even though I didn't talk about it, is like a pumpkin drinking a pumpkin spice latte. I thought that was really clever because it's giving cannibalism. But yeah, I love the way the photos came out. I always edit with Lightroom. Adobe Lightroom is the best because I do shoot my photos in RAW. I don't shoot them in JPG, so that way I can like make sure that I have all the coloring and everything down packed. So yeah, this is really how I take most of my shoots, even if it's not like a fall pumpkin head shoot. If it's just like a shoot of an outfit, I decide that okay, I want to get certain shots, and for this I always go with like a storyline behind it. And for me, it was just fall, and luckily Ivana was able to take pictures with me, so it was really fun. Let me know what other photography, videography videos you want to see, and I will do this for you. Aside from that, have a wonderful day. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.